Coming up on BOI Weekly, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the Bank of Industry agreed to establish 6 cassava processing mills and 10 integrated rice mills across the country.
Agricultural sector due to limited processing and preservation capacity. This results in high food prices and food importation with its attendant effects on the nation's foreign reserves. To enable Nigerians optimize the benefits from the country's vast agricultural products such as cassava, oil palm, rice, tomatoes and others, the Bank of Industry has launched a 5 billion naira cottage agro-processing fund, the CAP Fund. Customers can access the fund to establish plans to process our various agro-produce into food products or intermediate raw materials for industries at a single-digit interest rate of 9% per annum. For more information on the CAP Fund, please visit www.boinigeria.com/capfund. Bank of Industry, developing Nigeria's agro-processing industry through the CAP Fund.
Nigeria is the world's largest producer of cassava, producing around 45 million tons in 2009, almost 19% of the total world production. Despite this, the nation is yet to make significant impact on the global cassava market, since most of the crop is consumed domestically. However, as the federal government continues to seek ways to diversify the economy, new initiatives aimed at increasing and improving cassava production are being introduced, including new ways to use the crop. It's the reason for this crucial meeting between the leadership of the Bank of Industry and the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Here, the future of cassava and rice processing were discussed, including signing of a memorandum of understanding to establish milling factories across the nation.
Over the last 3 years, a lot of activities have been undertaken to improve and increase local production of these items in Nigeria. We are now at a critical stage where there is a need for effective processing of the agricultural produce. And essentially what this MOU is going to address is the modalities for ensuring that these 16 companies materialize in the next few months.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mr. Akinwumi Adesina, explains why this step is taken at this time.
We noticed that as we have been producing quite a lot of rice, we don't have enough mills to mill a lot of this rice. You go to Kebbi, you go to Sokoto, you go to Jigawa, you go to Bauchi, Gombe, you go to Kano, Kaduna, and even as far as in Abakaliki area, we're having a lot of rice being produced, but we're having a constraint in terms of having the integrated rice mills to mill it at global standard. And so it's very important for us to close the milling gap that we have as a country. And in closing that milling gap, it's not just about small mills, it's about having integrated rice mills. What I mean by that are mills that can take our own paddy rice in Nigeria and therefore process it into finished rice. What you have in Nigeria is quite a lot of polishers. They can bring in a lot of brown rice and polish it like you polish your pair of shoes and then sell it. No, we don't want that. We want mills that can actually buy paddy from our farmers and then process that paddy. That is what creates jobs for our own farmers in the country.
The minister also clarified the role of government in the running of these mills and how the nation has made significant progress in cassava flour production.
When it comes to the issue of these rice mills, obviously the question would be, when you have all these rice mills, is it government rice mills or is it private sector? The government has no role there. For private sector investors to invest in these mills and run it as a totally private sector-driven operation. When it comes to the issue of the policy on cassava flour and the wheat flour, we have made tremendous amount of progress on this as well. As we speak, there are several bakeries in the country that are making cassava bread, but there are so many of those supermarkets that are doing it across the country. We have trained and continue to train thousands of master bakers to be able to do the cassava bread. And I'm very happy to inform you that every single bag of flour that you buy in the country today, when you say you buy flour, has already inside of it high-quality cassava flour. Every single bag of it. I thought you were going to be happy with that. So whether you're asking the minister, where is my cassava bread? Well, whether you like it or not, every time you put that flour right into the oven, you are eating exactly cassava bread.
And that's our program this week. Thank you for watching. Join us again next time.